Hey guys, welcome back to Point Blank Science. I want to give you a warning on this one. It gets a little bit more real than I intended, but I mean, these videos aren't scripted. I'm showing up to random places and, just filming random things. So we'll jump straight into the video. Alright guys, so this is a little bit creepier of an area, a little bit wilder of a video. One time me and my friends came down here, probably like at this point 10 years ago, and we had found a opening to like a sewer area or whatever you could see out into the street. So we're gonna hopefully find that. If not, we're just gonna do a cinematic kind of look for that thing type of video. But if we can, we're just gonna watch out from there like we normally do from the mountain, but we're cave people doing this. So yeah, we're gonna go into the abyss, the bowels of the city. The ambient sound down here is absolutely bonkers like that. Because there's manhole covers and cars driving over them, you get this large, like, Sicario bass sound. Boom. And water is constantly trickling, and it's just wild. Oh, also, in case you're wondering how I'm using night vision down here, the DT-NVGs, the ones that I'm using, have a infrared light on the top, so it kind of gives me a flood. But then I'm also running this one on the chest just to illuminate everything as I look around. Not ideal in the slightest bit, but why am I doing this alone? You know, it's becoming a theme of mine to have some sort of animal in each video, so meet Bob. Bob right here. Bob, would you like to say something to the camera? Bob's a little shy. We're gonna leave Bob alone. I don't understand how a lot of things live down here. Like, it's just a crawdad. Where'd he go? Goodbye, Bob. So we're gonna leave Bob and we're gonna move up this, because what I remember over here is water that gets to, I think, like a foot deep. So I'm not walking in this water if I don't have to. Shoes are still dry, so we're gonna go up now. I'd like to say that I am completely aware that this is the beginning of a horror movie where man gets trapped underground because he can't find his way out in the labyrinth as he goes deeper and deeper and deeper into insanity. So something a little weird down here is there's these candles, electric candles, along the whole way in both directions. Which makes me think, did someone have some kind of like rave or party down here? Like, follow the candlelight, bro. This is super weird. I don't know. Keep walking. Okay, so here's another thing on the roof. It is a little battery powered light. And I kept seeing these things like down a little bit farther and behind me, faint glow. The night vision still picks it up. I don't know how long those things have been dead, but still got a little electricity going through it. What happened in here? Normally, in movies, it's the black guy that's like, hey, I'm out of here. I seem to be the exception, because when I show you this, you're gonna be like, you should probably leave the tunnel. What in the world? It's shoes. You know, standing here right now, I don't know what this means, but someone in the comment is going to tell me exactly what that means. What exactly that means. we carry on. Oh boy. You know, after seeing that, I'm wondering if the lights on the wall have anything to do with all of the shoes. This is one of those moments where I'm like, hey, whoa, what are we doing down here? You guys ever do something that in hindsight you look back and you're like, wow, I wish I never would have done that. Like, I wish right at the moment I was gonna do it, I said no. Well, I'm looking at one of those areas because this turns into a circle. Forgot this turns into a creepy ass circle, or half dome. Oh, look at that. What is this? Huh. And look, more. This is one time I really wish I was packing. All right, guys, so I'm gonna turn around now. I can't remember where exactly the place that we went up was. It may have actually been that first place we turned up and went to the secondary tunnel top side. So I'm gonna have to walk back through all the cockroaches, the hanging shoes, the strange lights, and figure this out. I turned around and decided to take some photos of the shoes for the debrief, but realized some of them were kids' shoes. I don't mean to be emotional right now, but I'm walking past those shoes again, and most of those shoes are kids' shoes. Sorry to bring super emotion into that, but fuck, dude. Like I was saying, what happens if I'm like, as I was saying in the last video, what happens if I see something that I don't know what to do about? Well, that's a lot of shoes, and a lot of those shoes were kids' shoes. I don't know, man. Makes me lose faith in humanity. So yeah, the shoes. I'd like to say, looking at the footage afterwards, you know, more with a calm, collected mind, it's more like 10 to maybe 30% of those were children or kid-sized shoes. So it wasn't more than, you know, half of them. But at the time, I felt very, like, emotionally punched in the face. Walking up to this was eerie, to say the least. Like, the whole time I was in the tunnel, you know, trying to get you guys like kind of a more lighthearted video, I'm like, okay, the paintings, not the paintings, but the graffiti on the wall is quite horrific in certain areas, what it depicts, what it's saying, and I'm trying not to film that, trying to get, you know, more lighthearted shots, you know, with the crawdad and things like that. But the whole time I kept feeling like something's behind me. It just felt like things were there with me. I'm Christian, so I acknowledge the spiritual realm, but I wasn't thinking like, okay, I'm walking into a dark area. It just felt like, okay, this is kind of eerie, you know, maybe it's just because it's dark, maybe I'm by myself, that's the reason why. The whole time I kept pushing it off. And finally, as I get to that area, the shoes are on the wall, like, I guess in my spirit, I could feel it, I had enough. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start singing a worship song. So I was like, holy are you, Lord. And as I got to Lord, I could see that protrusion from the wall, that kind of bulge, and I stopped and like put my light on it because I think I was looking through my night vision to this point, so I just saw this like kind of light thing that I thought was someone standing against the wall. And as I got closer, I was like, oh, what is that? And I flipped my nods up and shined my white light on it so I could really get a view. And I was like, oh boy. And that's when I played that part of the video. And the weird thing is, there is a high-pitched screech that I can only hear in the video, and you can hear it in the normal one. You know, standing here right now, it's only there when I shine the lights on the shoes. Same when I'm walking by them, when I'm leaving them, it's a high-pitched ee, and I don't know what it is. I didn't hear it at the time, but it's only when I'm pointing that LED light at those shoes. I have an iPhone I film with. Those don't pick, like, these things don't make high-pitched frequency sounds. So that was something super, super weird, but I didn't think anything of the shoes necessarily. And I moved on, and I was just like, okay, I decided I was gonna keep going, try to, you know, finish the idea of this video. And that's when I hit that sort of half dome part of the end of the tunnel where it skips, changes over to what I only imagine is the older part of the tunnel, or newer, I don't know. I saw that picture on the wall of the I guess it said devil dog, so maybe it's referring to a Marine, I don't know 100%. But I saw that picture and I didn't even realize the one above it is like a distorted face. And there's a certain part where I was like talking to the camera and I've got a devil painting on the wall. So I'm like, everything as I'm looking back at the footage of this, I'm like, okay, this is just screaming. But as I went back and I took a photo of those shoes, I was like, okay, well, I'll get a picture of this for you guys and just show you guys, like, hey, the shoes. And that's when I looked at the side of the shoes and I could see all the writing on it, and that's when I started freaking out. Kind of freaking out now, not in a scared way, but just like I don't like this idea. But I saw all the writing on the shoes, and what it said was so like sexually explicit that I was just like started to realize, I'm like, the lights on the roof, the lights on the wall leading to this. And that's when it hit me. It felt like I've just walked upon like not a crime scene, because it's just shoes, but like that hit me hard. I worked at a school for 2.5 years. I worked with pre-K through 2nd grade, and the idea that anybody would hurt any of them, I don't understand it. And when that happened, it's literally just felt like a punch in the face, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I'm done with the video. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, I'm going back out. I'm just done with this, because I was too emotionally distraught. That was just something I did not ever want to walk upon. But as I do these videos, I'm realizing, because that was a question I had in the previous videos, like, what happens if I see something that I don't know what to do about? I walked upon, I don't know, a ritual site. Like, whatever happened probably happened rather recently. I'm trying to figure out what I would do in that event, because I could have that day walked upon that scene. Now, if it was a ton of adults, I probably would have just screamed as loud as I could, laughed at them, and then ran like hell, because at that point, I'm seeing a ritual. If it would have been the real bad scene, I don't know what I would have done. It's something to think about, because like in the series, I know what I want to film and how I want to portray it, but this isn't scripted. I'm showing up to random areas and then I am leaving and I'm making it look cool. I don't know what I'm going to find. Like with this one, this is not the intention of the video. I wanted to look from the sewers or the storm drain out into the city, and I stumbled upon what seems to be some kind of ritual site or something. I don't know what happened down there, but I stumbled upon something that wasn't good, and I felt that while I was down there, and I should have left. I should have thought about this and just like, I'm done with the video. Shouldn't have kept pushing on every single time. The series is still going to go on. I'm just going to have to think about things a little bit more seriously. Well, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.